All this black mob violence and black on white crime on Mother's Day totally messed up my schedule. Hi, this is Colin Flaherty. I'm the author of Don't Make the Black Kids Angry. Here we talk about the greatest hoax of our generation, the myth of black victimization. All without racism, without rancor, without apologies. So on Mother's Day, Sunday, I was getting ready to sit down and work on two videos. One about a dozen or more episodes of black mob violence that happened in the first week of May. I was going to call it 7 days in May. We had stuff happening in Louisville, New York, Wayne, Michigan, Colorado, all over the country. Then all this news started coming in from Newark, New York, all the Boston, all these other places on Mother's Day, large-scale episodes of black mob violence, black on white crime on Mother's Day. So let's just do that. I'll try to get back to the other video as soon as I can. So let's take a look at some black mob violence for Mother's Day.
Craig, a Mother's Day fight in a Columbus restaurant landed several people in jail and is now gaining national attention. It happened at the Red Lobster on 13th Street. This is cell phone video. Police say the brawl started when a man coming into the restaurant jumped another man on the way out. The victim was holding a 14-month-old baby at the time. Two bystanders stepped in to help the child, but ended up being beaten as well. All three victims were treated and released. Thankfully, the child was not injured. Officers eventually took 4 people into custody: Artez Coppins, Edward Merritt, Tommy Mullins, and Corey Turner.
The wake in a beach brawl on Mother's Day in Revere, Massachusetts. Now it's landed 9 people in police custody, including 8 juveniles. Police say that a group of young people began pushing and shoving and throwing plastic soda bottles yesterday evening.
Hundreds of people in the streets turning on police. Officers from several different communities called in to try to keep the peace there.
But earlier it was just complete chaos. That ended up with 9 people being arrested and 1 officer apparently getting punched.
It was a little bit of a frenzy. It was pandemonium. It was really crazy. We had to back up a little bit because we were scared.
A massive brawl breaking out on Revere Beach, turning Mother's Day into total mayhem. All starting, eyewitnesses tell 7, over a stolen handbag.
Somebody stole a purse. Somebody got arrested. It was as soon as the police handled someone that everybody would go insane.
2-liter bottles of soda being thrown and full cans of soda also being thrown. It just kept building and building, and more people kept getting more upset about their friends getting taken into custody.
So everybody should be with their mother celebrating, you know what I mean? They are here fighting, throwing beer bottles at cops.
The violence and the crowd turning on police, officers from all cities and all directions came to help out.
I'm in trouble because stuff I didn't do. Now I'm on probation. I have to be home by 6 o'clock. Come on. I don't deserve this, man.
Cell phone video shows the brawl seconds before those shots rang out. At least 1 bullet smashing through the window of a nearby home. Good evening, I'm Ian Page.
And I'm Lucy Nolan. Dave Kinchin is live in Darby Borough tonight. Dave. Lucy, this was a wild scene that started with people fighting with baseball bats and even what looked like a golf club, all of this seconds before gunfire with children in the area. Chaos caught on cell phone video in Darby Borough, a spring evening brawl at Greenway and 3rd Street, before police say this man in cargo shorts pulls out a gun and fires 6 rounds with scores of kids playing outside. Pittman says she's glad to have been out celebrating Mother's Day with their family when the bullets started flying.
I am just thankful that no one was here at the time and very blessed that, no one got injured.
Yeah, Suki, it was horrific when you hear from witnesses about what actually happened out here. A lot of families were out here with their children, babies, and baby carriages were right out here on the street at 8 o'clock when this event was wrapping up. And like you said, the mayor is outraged that this actually was allowed to happen. He said he would have vetoed it immediately. You can see the Essex County Prosecutor's Office has set up shop. They're going to be continuing to gather evidence as they're looking for multiple gunmen this morning who are still out there. And you better believe they're going to use some of the social media videos that are online. Some of them we're going to show you, some of them we can't show you. They're just too graphic as gunfire erupted here in the city's South Ward near 19th Avenue and South 16th Street during the blessing of the bikes just before 8 o'clock last night. It was an event sponsored by the Newark Knights Motorcycle Club to mark the beginning of riding season. Thousands of people come out with their motorcycles on Mother's Day. Some people doing tricks on their bikes here in the middle of the street as 2 people pulled out guns and started shooting. We're talking more than a dozen shots fired. Some of the victims, teenagers, we believe. One of the victims was at least 15 years old. Newark Mayor Ras Baraka came down hard on the blessing of the bike, saying if he knew this event was approved by the city, he would have vetoed it immediately. Now, we spoke to an off-duty EMT who was here on scene. She tried to save the young man that was on the street, and she couldn't do it.
That's somebody's baby that died, and I try, if his family sees this, I want them to know that I tried with everything that I had in me to help him. And Newark Police also tried everything that they possibly could do to help him. But it's sad that you can't come to something, and it was a lot of babies out here. I mean, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds. It was a lot of babies out here, and it's sad that you can't come to anything in Newark without mayhem going on.
Especially for folks like you and me. There will be times, just like for those airmen, when you feel like folks look right past you, or they see just a fraction of who you really are. The world won't always see you in those caps and gowns. They won't know how hard you worked and how much you sacrificed to make it to this day. The countless hours you spent studying to get this diploma. The multiple jobs you worked to pay for school, the times you had to drive home and take care of your grandma, the evenings you gave up to volunteer at a food bank or organize a campus fundraiser. They don't know that part of you. Instead, they will make assumptions about who they think you are based on their limited notion of the world. We've both felt the sting of those daily slights throughout our entire lives. The folks who crossed the street in fear of their safety, the clerks who kept a close eye on us in all those department stores, the people at formal events who assumed we were the help, and those who have questioned our intelligence, our honesty, even our love of this country. And I know that these little indignities are obviously nothing compared to what folks across the country are dealing with every single day. Those nagging worries that you're going to get stopped or pulled over for absolutely no reason. The fear that your job application will be overlooked because of the way your name sounds. The agony of sending your kids to schools that may no longer be separate, but are far from equal. The realization that no matter how far you rise in life, how hard you work to be a good person, a good parent, a good citizen, for some folks, it will never be enough.
When you write a book like Don't Make the Black Kids Angry, a book that I knew a lot of people were going to read, and a lot of people are. So thanks a lot for that. I was always questioning while I was writing it, and even now, I said, well, am I exaggerating this? Do I have confirmation bias? Just seeing what I want to see. I mean, when I say I'm absolutely convinced most people are not aware of how common this feeling is, that black people are relentless victims of relentless white racism all the time, everywhere. That explains everything, especially why police are always picking on black people for no reason whatsoever. But then I see the clips from Mother's Day. Then I see the speech from Michelle Obama. And I realize I'm not exaggerating it. I'm understating it. That's why you have to get this book. That's why you've got to read it. That's why you've got to give it to your friends, doubters, the deniers, or the people who are just unaware. This is Colin Flaherty with Don't Make the Black Kids Angry. Talk to you next time.